I'm a philosopher. And the great thing about being a philosopher is that I'm not a scientist. Philosophy is not a science, it's an art form. That means it's much bigger than science. And that means, for example, that I can propose loads of things without having any evidence for them whatsoever. It doesn't really matter at all. Actually, the famous French philosopher Gilles Deleuze once said, science deals with solving problems. Philosophy deals with inventing new problems. So, I want to invent new problems, and the more problems there are, the more fun the world is. So, I'd rather invent new problems I haven't even thought of before. That's what philosophers do. So I'm very happy being a philosopher. And that's why when I heard today's theme, it's about time, and because I'm a bit of a nerd, I actually took a picture. I decided to do a short text about philosophical. What is time? Well, it turns out time is the most everyday thing we could ever think about. And the funny thing in the world of philosophy is that those everyday things we just take for granted but don't really think much about are really the most profound ideas of all and the biggest mysteries we could think of. So I would even say that time is the greatest mystery of all. If I would ask you what time is, you could either come up with some kind of a banal answer, like time something that talks to you. So listen, clock is a measurement tool with which you measure time, but it doesn't really ask the question what time is. Oh, it's just a measurement. It's like saying that, a distance is where a car drives if I go from position A to position B. And the great thing about being a philosopher is that it's not science. The great thing about being a philosopher is that I'm not a scientist. And the great thing about being a philosopher is that I'm not a scientist. And the great thing about being a philosopher is that I'm not a scientist. I've always think this. Space-time is actually this. We always knew there were 3 dimensions of space. And then Einstein said, why don't we just add time to that and turn time into the 4 dimensions? And then we have space-time. And he thought it was wonderful. And he lost mathematics physics. And the great thing about being a philosopher is that I'm not a scientist. Philosophy is not a science, it's an art form. That means it's much bigger than science. And that means, for example, that I can propose loads of things without having any evidence for them whatsoever. The great thing about being a philosopher is that I'm not a scientist. Philosophy is not a science, it's an art form. That means it's much bigger than science.